You just stuck on my foot.
Last year, obviously, was our inaugural year. There were 4 of us in July. I think it was July, August. When was it, Adam? March? Okay. Sorry, my memory.
March.
I think bad.
We were voting money to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it was last year, 2012. There were the Sandbaggers Game Club for a couple of years had done a
Sandbaggers Game Fair.
Sandbaggers Game Fair. It was usually a 1 or 2 day affair at the Sandbaggers Club. We'd get extra room there. Some internal club politics happened early in 2012 that saw that it wasn't going to happen for 2012. So 4 of us, myself, Adam Peel, Jeff, and my wife Connie, who's not here yet. She'll be here tomorrow. Well, that's what she says. If she's not here, she's going to make Miles very angry because he says he's not coming if she doesn't come. But yeah, we could go. It's only 2.5 hours to Butte. We could go abduct her. Anyway, the 4 of us got pretty upset over the fact that the Sandbaggers Game Fair wasn't going to happen. So we went down to Tracy's Diner, which if you're from Great Falls, you probably know about Tracy's, and had a late night dinner, breakfast, whatever, second breakfast.
Were you drinking?
And we decided we're going to do something anyway, and so we created Great Falls Gaming Rendezvous at that point, late night at Tracy's Diner in March of 2012, and so we had our inaugural event last year on Columbus Day weekend. It was fairly well attended. I shouldn't say fairly well because I was pleased as punch. I expected we might get maybe 75 people. We had 163 last year, and if we'd have had 100, I would have been tickled. We had 163, and I was pleased as punch.
And if I could make an announcement.
Well, I'm about to talk about some things.
Okay. Just wanted to add.
So last year's inaugural had 163, expected maybe 75. As of today, and this is as of a couple of hours ago already today, we have already distributed more badges than we distributed all of the event last year. So, and everybody else here as well. So, and I'm about to pull my Cthulhu Bob, so I'm trying to rein it in a little bit. For those of you that don't know Cthulhu Bob, he tends to get very emotional during opening and closing ceremonies, and I'm about to pull my Cthulhu Bob. I don't know where Cthulhu Bob is. While we're on this, about where we are in only our second year, and talking about the people that put this together initially, me and Adam and Jeff, come on. Jeff, come up here. Yeah, Jeff, in addition to being one of the founders with me and Adam and my wife, Jeff also was one of the initial board members. We are actually putting this together as an actual nonprofit organization. If you are a member of our Facebook group, you may have seen just yesterday one of our CONCOM members, who's also our attorney. It's handy having a CONCOM member who is an attorney. And he's running a war game upstairs right now. That's why he's not down here. He announced that the state of Montana has officially approved us as a nonprofit organization. And so we are just waiting on the IRS. We may be waiting a long time. We're waiting on the IRS to officially approve us as a 501c3. This is very important to us. We put this together. Jeff is a board member and a founding member, but due to some personal issues, and Jeff, he might talk to you about it. We're not going to say anything public. He might talk to you if you want to talk to him. Has elected to resign from his position as a board member effective the end of the event. And we certainly understand that, but you've been important. So, Jeff, we're presenting you with lifetime membership. You never have to register again for this event as long as it runs. You're always a member. You'll always have a badge. You'll always be pre-registered. Okay?
I think so.
You are welcome. maybe that's all my crying out of the way there. So, we're proud to have 4 guests of honor this year. Last year we had 1, that was Cthulhu Bob. And when it's Cthulhu Bob, 1 is all you can really handle. So this year we have 4 guests of honor, and this has made us extremely happy that these 4 individuals have agreed to be here. Our special guest of honor is Owen Stevens. Some of you have already met him, been to his panel. Tiffany Collins, who's our costuming guest of honor. I really had to twist her arm to do this. Seriously, I did. She was kind of panicked about it. So, and our artist guest of honor is Tiffany Toland. From MissCon and just around the state. Her art is beautiful. Go by the art show, see hers. Kristen also has art in the art show as well. So, and there's at least one other person. Rebecca has put her art in there, and yes. So we've got. Hey, you know, we've got 3 artists in there. We're small. This is our 2nd year, but we've got 3 people in there, and it actually looks like an art show now. So, and then last but certainly not least, Greg Schneider is our Montana guest of honor here. Montana guest of honor was something we decided to do because you geeks are kind of a tight-knit community anyway. Many of us have talked about this over and over today in various situations. And we're kind of a tight-knit community anyway, and especially here in Montana. I mean, Helena has got a kind of tight-knit community, Missoula does, and then we do here. And we kind of interact on a frequent basis with each other as well. And so we decided to do the Montana Guest of Honor as a way of recognizing people either from the state of Montana, though they might not live here today, or who do live here, but maybe not born here. Of course, you're born and live here. But it's a way to recognize people from the state of Montana for their importance to games and gaming. And so that's why we had created this particular, and Greg is the first one for Montana Guest of Honor. So another thing I want to recognize, see these guys in the red shirts back here? They're not really the only ones that you see this weekend. These are our security guys, and they were put together at almost the last second. It was down to the wire. At first we thought all of the CONCOM members were going to have to be doubling up as security because of the way things fell out. But one of our Sandbaggers members stepped up and said, hey, I can put this together, and put these guys together as well. Several more. There's been some here earlier during the day. There's going to be more here during the weekend, and we really appreciate them being here and helping out and just watching over stuff, because we've got valuable stuff in the art room, in the merchants room, you know, prize support, and these guys are helping keep an eye on that, and they're helping keep an eye on us, and you know, make sure we're wearing our badges. Make sure you wear your badge. These guys will tell you if you're not wearing your badge, and if you're trying to play a game or go in game rooms and you're not got your badge on, they're going to tell you where's your badge, because that's why they're here. But you know, give these guys a round of applause. In addition to our guest of honor, we do have a handful of attending pros with us this year. We got the Hughes brothers back here in the back. Panel and a game demo tomorrow, I believe it is. They have Team Kaizen game studio here in Great Falls, electronic gaming studio, and it's great to see that kind of thing going on in our city here in Great Falls. I mean, as I was talking with Owen earlier, and we've talked about it, we're not a big city. It takes a lot to get here sometimes. It costs a lot to fly into this place, fly out of this place. We're not Seattle, we're not New York, we're not San Diego, we're not Atlanta. And to have something like what you guys are trying to do here is really important to the gaming community, whether we're tabletop gamers or electronic gamers. Either way, it's important to the gaming community, and it's important to Great Falls. So, you know, we're glad that you guys are in the city, and we're glad that you guys are attending Great Falls Gaming Rendezvous, and you're going to be here to tell people about what you do and show them the games that you're working.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, our pleasure, man.
So, and looking around, Jay is one of our attending pros right here. Hi, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
As I like to refer to him, the famous Jay Peters. Also give him an extra round of applause because he just got engaged.
Hey Jay, the dunce hat should fit you.
Yes, one of our best photos from last year, I'm sure Jay does not agree with this, but one of our best photos from last year was Jay wearing the dunce hat during the IRGM event.
I really agree how you guys put it on the YouTube videos.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Everywhere.
It is. So we hope to see you in it multiple times this year, tomorrow night on IRGM. So yes.
It's sparkly this year.
It is sparkly this year. It is. For those that don't know, we do an IRGM local. IRGM is a thing that was originally done at Gen Con and spread to a few other larger cons, and it was primarily at bigger events, and it's a competition amongst multiple GMs. The games go on at once, all together. It's kind of an exhibition as well. People can come in and watch, listen. It's not a quiet, soft GMing event, game event. It's loud, it's boisterous, and there's judging at the end. The GMs are given 3 words that they use to craft an adventure with, and they have an hour to craft that adventure while the players create their characters. And then we play the adventure, and then the players judge their GM, and the best score wins. And it was a lot of fun last year. Jay wore the dunce hat multiple times, and the dunce hat is what is passed around every time someone botches in the game. They roll a fumble, and it's a D20 game, they roll a 1, whatever game their system they're playing. We allow different systems. We don't say you have to run this one. Anytime you botch, you get to wear the dunce hat until somebody else botches, and then it passes around. And Jay wore it a lot last year. Not the most. You weren't the one that wore it the most, but you wore it a lot. And you wore it the best. Yeah. That will be tomorrow night. We do have, one thing we didn't have last year was a lot of competing events. This year we do. We've grown. And so we do have competing events. So tomorrow night you have to make your choice between whether you want to see the costume contest in here or come right down the hall to IRGM and play the game. Or there are other games going on besides that.
And there's a LARP?
Yeah, we've got, but we've got competing events, so you have to make your decision on what you want to do this year, unfortunately, as compared to last year. But if you're free tomorrow night, come in there, and we've got the sign-up sheets. It's 5 players per table. There are 5 GMs competing this year, and I think it's going to be a blast to have. We had one more. We've got another pro pending.
Mark.
But
I think he's still in gaming currently.
Okay.
And Marlessa too, right?
Oh, yeah, I think he's running the game right now. What supposed to be doing is running the game. So what are you guys doing sitting here? No, I'm
Nobody here who's going to be in the game.
Let's see. Adam, is there anything to add as a board member, as a con member?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
I'll think of it later, but
Any of the folks in gold shirts, these are ConCom members. Not all of the ConCom are wearing gold shirts, but many of them are. Mike, you missed it just a few minutes ago. We had a round of applause for the guys that you arranged. Mike here is the guy who stepped up and put all of that together and got our security lined up when we didn't think we were going to have any at all, and he really came through. And so that was really important to us. So, but yeah, the gold shirts, if you see those that have the Great Falls logo, those are ConCom members. Gold shirts, command shirts, red shirts. Sorry guys, we'll try not to send you out on a away mission, But, and then everybody else, you guys that have the blue shirts. And I don't. Right here's a blue shirt. That's operations, obviously. So, or just you guys that are attending. Some of you did get your shirts. So, Austin, you got anything? Jeff, you got anything? Ben?
AMV party tonight at 9.
Yep, AMV party is tonight at 9 in here. I watched, I don't know which ones Ben chose as his finals, but I was there when he was going through and making selections, so I saw probably some of what's going to be in here, and I was laughing my rear end off at a lot of it, so I think it's going to be a good one. So that'll be in here at 9 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, and it's just 6:14 now. At 7 o'clock, we do have a mixer upstairs in the atrium. You probably saw that they'd moved the 2 little tables out and put a bunch of round tables in there. Come up there, instead of having the bar brought in like we did last year, we're right next to the bar. You can go in there and get your drinks and come back out. And there for those that do want an adult beverage. You better be 21 to have an adult beverage. That's one of the things these guys are going to be, you know, if they, well, somebody looks way too young, like me, because I look way too young. Anybody does, just just ask them. So, because we don't want to get in trouble. We really don't, especially when one of our Concom members is a city prosecutor. So, yeah. So, let's see. Eric, you got anything?
This is coming from somebody that wears a multitude of hats, because not only do I work as Concom for GFGR, I also serve as the president of the Sandbaggers Club here in Great Falls, dealing specifically 365 days a year of nonstop games. I also work for AetherCon Online RPG Convention as their Fest Hall coordinator, so that's 2 conventions because I'm absolutely crazy. And if that's not enough, I also work for a self-publishing outfit named Igray Publishing, but that's already been shamelessly self-promoted enough. However, though...
Shameless plug.
Another plug. Shameless plugs everywhere. But it's just amazing to me that out in the middle of nowhere, something like this can occur.
Yep.
Because we're not Seattle. We're not Los Angeles. But for whatever reason, we have something that Los Angeles, Seattle, Minneapolis, all these larger cities lack, is a game club that is specifically in Great Falls. They might have conventions as well. We're catching up to that point. But just the overall community here, in the middle of nowhere, admittedly, smack dab in the middle of Montana, and we have this many people here. It's just absolutely amazing to me, and I cannot thank you all for your attendance to this convention. It's an honor to work for GFGR.
When we talk about with the fact that we are out in the middle of nowhere, our guests, of course, Greg and Tiffany, they've come all the way from Toland. It was so good.
All of 90 minutes.
Exactly. But we brought Kristen in from Tennessee, and we brought Owen in from Oklahoma. And you kind of expect with at least some of your guest honors that you're going to be bringing them in from a distance away. The nice thing about what we've got going on here with you guys that are just attending is you're not just local or regional. Because we have people that have flown into this event just to be here to play games, to meet you guys that have flown in from New Hampshire, from Tennessee,
Arizona,
from Washington, Arizona, South Carolina, Arkansas. We've got people that flew in from all across the country to our little event to come and play games with us, to socialize with you guys, and to meet these guys. That says a lot for what we've got going on here, and it makes me feel really good about where we're going and what we've done here. So we scheduled this for a full hour just because that's the way we do things. We're not going to stand here for a full hour, pumping ourselves up like this.
Belly dancers.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of this is us beating up Robert.
Yes, exactly. So, would our guest of honor like to say anything?
As I proved during the Meet Greg panel, 50 minutes wasn't remotely enough time to be talking. But, I'm not going to jump too deep into that. I will just say that I'm really, really proud of Great Falls getting around it in a lot of ways, not the least of which is that there was an event in Helena in 2007 through 9, 6 through 9. Called the Montana Game Fair, which then ended and spawned the Sandbaggers Game Fair, which then ended and spawned the Great Falls Run Through. And I have a lot of attachment to the fact that all of that is where we are here. Because Robert and Sam have done a fantastic job with Great Falls Gaming Run Through and getting it to be something that is growing and is spectacular and a whole bunch of fun.
Thank you.
And come play a lot of games.
Yes. Yes.
Huzzah!
Yes.
I'm not going to say much because I'm having some dental issues, but it's really nice to meet you all, and thank you for having me.
Kristen?
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited to be here. Robert said earlier that he kind of had to twist my arm, and it's mostly because I do this as a hobby, and I never really expected to be a guest of honor for costuming, but it's really great to be here, and I hope that some of you all will take on the mantle of cosplayer before the weekend is over. So, thank you.
Oddly, I got to know Robert online because he was running a third-party publisher, and I was running a third-party publisher. And not that many of us were small, and we have to stick together, or we'll be eaten by wolves. But as a result, I was aware of this event last year, and before it even happened, I was writing to Robert saying, that looks like a lot of fun. I really wish I could make it up, but I just can't do another con this year. And he said, well, what about next year? Can you do another con next year? I'm like, well, sure, I can do a con next year. Would you like to come out? Yeah, I really would. Visibly had so much fun last year. I know it's day one, but I've already had a great time meeting people and playing some games and talking to folks. And I think you are very justifiably proud of the gamer culture you developed here. I go to cons in a lot of different places, and there are a lot of much bigger cons with a lot more game companies and a lot more money going into them, who just seem to be mostly filled with people who are annoyed that the registration system is down, rather than taking joy in the community of geeks and gamers. So I really commend you what you got here, and I think it's something very special. I'm genuinely honored that people thought that I might be able to contribute to it. So thanks for what you're doing, and by all means, keep doing it.
Thank you. A couple extra things, and then we'll turn you loose to do what you want for about 45 minutes until the mixer. One, tonight at 9 p.m. I'm running a special game for the guests of honor and attending pros, and I hope some of our guests of honor will attend that. There was an opportunity for one member to play in that and get to play with the guests of honor and pros in that particular game. That person selected actually isn't in the room at the moment, but Tommy Williams was the one that was selected to play in that game from those that put their name into the hat to be in. So he'll get to play that game. What's that?
I did a sabotaged it.
Yes, you did. You sabotaged it. Yes. So, and then finally, we've been given door prizes at the panels. We had last year, for those of you that were here last year, remember how much prizes we had? This year we had about triple the prize support that came in that we had last year. And for such a small con, we got so much stuff we're actually worried we won't give it all away, to be honest. So we've been giving door prizes at every panel just because we have that much prize support. So we got some stuff to give away. Everybody look at your badge. Your last two numbers on your badge. I'm going to be rolling dice, and whoever is either right on or the closest to that number is the winner. We've got three things to give away here. So first up is Street Fighter Monopoly. Oh! We have a 56. Is anybody number 56 or?
I have 57.
You have 57? Does anybody have a 56?
I have 156.
Yes,
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. So
Last two digits.
last two digits. So it's 456. You are the winner.
I thought it was like Price is Right. I thought it was like Price is Right. You couldn't go over it.
Good job. The Hobbit Battle Action Sting. Authentic version of the
Plastic.
Yes, made with authentic. Oh, and it even comes with a plastic one ring.
Butch!
This would be great for a Star Wars LARP.
90.
90. We have a 90.
90.
86.
86. We got an 86. That's close. Is anybody
Closer
closer?
to 86.
87.
87.
Who's closer? Is anyone closer?
88. 89.
Or 91, 92.
Security guard wins.
There you go. I am not going all the way to Isengard.
I know who we're sending on an away mission.
Yes. All right, folks. That's really all I have, except to say, what's that? You said your comments. Oh, I did?
You did.
Well, you know what? We'll go this way too. We have a Bilbo Baggins.
Bill Bobo Baggins.
You were 86.
Lizard.
Oh.
This is the compensation package for
Yes, exactly. When we give away swag like this, they can't stay away. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are the best people in the world. I'm so glad you're here. Go have fun all weekend that you can. Play games, come to panels, talk to people, socialize, and about 40 minutes, I guess it will be, about 40 minutes or so for those that want upstairs, just a little mixer. We've got some tables and chairs. Sit around, get to know each other a little better, have an adult beverage, have water, wherever you want. And thank you, thank you, thank you.